Tuesday day. Hopefully everybody, before they put their feet on the ground, they declare, they self-deify themselves, they declare who they are, who they choose to see in the mirror. Hopefully each and every one of you choose to see yourself in the highest, most powerful form imaginable, stretching the boundaries of your creativity and what you're able to imagine for yourself and create for yourself. Hopefully, you're weaponizing your dream state. You're staying lucid while you're dreaming and staying consciously aware while you're awake throughout your day. When you're in alpha and beta waves, whatever frequency, brainwave emission that you are resonating in, depending on what you're doing. But real quick, before my phone, though, I started this shit on like 82%. What I wanted to really say and speak on is, first and foremost, I gotta give a shout out to Rob Blackstone. Yesterday, he made a very profound post in regards to, I forget the name of the title, but basically endangered species of conscious thinkers. I believe he was really discussing. About a little 5-minute video. I highly recommend anybody go to his channel, his page, and check that out. I felt that was very profound when we talk about that. So that's why I want to give him a shout out. Gotta give a shout out, credit for where it's due. But really, everything that I talk about, everything that I live and I speak and that I experience every day, it's because of the love I have for it. And I think that's what, I want to put an emphasis on, that you have to love this. You have to love the concept of being conscious, of having this as a mindset. You know what I'm saying? Going about it every day, throughout your whole entire existence, being able to approach it from the lens of the spirit. And one can only really accomplish this if you live from the purity of your heart. If you have an understanding of the power that exists within the inner self, the inner Christ that I talk about and I speak on, that I embody. It's a love affair. It's actually like a marriage. Because knowing I speak on the topics of discussion that I speak on, in an era where it's way more profitable and way more conducive to be in a culture where I'm talking or spewing ignorance and talking about, pop culture and things of that nature that goes along with, living a lifestyle of materialistic means, and all that type of shit that you see going on. But it's probably more physically pleasurable if one were to embody that mindset of being, ignorance is bliss, so to speak. I get it, I understand it. But for those of us who are living this way, have this mindset of a warrior's mindset. I'm not gonna just sit down and watch a lot of this shit go on without me putting my stamp on it, and me giving my 2 cents, me showing my light, and me expressing what it is, my gifts and my characteristics are in an era where it's critical and that's needed. Those of us, we have to understand something. We do it because we love it. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I do this because I absolutely love it. You understand? It's not a love like a romantic love. It's love. That's all I can express, because I know that what I embody, what I talk about, puts me in danger. I'm upsetting the apple cart when it comes to providing a new framework of not only being, but a different mindset. You understand that? A different mindset, a different frequency. Right? Now you hear people talk about frequency. I'm literally talking about I'm on a different frequency, literally by numerical value of like representing 33 hertz and having my brain in syncing and trained to not only embody the concept of Christ consciousness, but to experience the attributes that exist within these frequency bands. But with this one specifically, and having my heart expressed and being able to connect with you and with my environment in a way more intricate and holistic way, based on my mindset, to the point where it's unconscious. It happens naturally on its own. I don't have to think about it. Just like you don't have to think about breathing. I don't have to think about being the Christ. It's a title. It's a frequency. because of that. And what I'm so excited about it is because this forces the hand of those who aren't in conjunction with anybody that's speaking like I'm speaking, that they're gonna force themselves to be exposed. They're gonna expose themselves in the impurities of their heart and being in opposition to what I'm saying. So they're gonna provide themselves as an adversarial force, and this is gonna be blatantly apparent that the only reason they're acting out in this way, or that this counterintelligence, all this point intel pro things we talk about, as far as the Ascension world simulation, using gang stalking and targeting individuals, all of that is going to be in response to the frequency that I'm embodying and what I'm saying, the message that I'm delivering, that any one of you can unlock this potential within yourself if you focus on it, if you give it the necessary attention and intent, put the intent behind it and put the willpower in developing this potential that we all have, the seed, this Christ seed, this spark, who's you know what I'm saying, using the necessary methods to, you know what I'm saying, embody this spark that we all claim that we have. You see what I'm saying? I'm giving everybody practical ways in doing this, and I'm not charging anybody. This is coming just straight from my heart. I don't have no school, I don't have no class. I could have a school, I could have a class. I do this because I love it, and I do this because this is absolutely critical. That I feel that anybody who's conscious, or anybody who's living this truthfully, I'm talking about when you're alone, when no one's around you, what are you doing? As far as like putting in the effort and being, you know what I'm saying, developing higher states of altered states of consciousness every day, every moment of every day. I'm talking to those people. So this is gonna come, what I represent is a threat to those who want to keep the status quo, or how things are going, who want to feed on those who may be conscious. And you look to these people as, you know what I'm saying, a means to make money off of them. I get it. I understand it. I'm not really jocking, or I'm not really, you know what I'm saying, condemning anybody's hustle when it comes to this. But that's not why I do it. I do this because I love it. And I do this because I love myself. So if I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. You understand that? So if I'm like, you know what I'm saying, sparking anything within you, I'm sparking the Christ energy that exists within you. That, you know what I'm saying, that, and anything that you see within me is but a symbol of your own inner power anywhere. So I swear it says like a mirror. And I know and understand what that concept means. That's why I treat others the way I would want to be treated. That's why, you know what I'm saying, I always put my best effort forward. And that's why if I speak anything into existence, it's going to be with passion. It's going to be with purpose, intention behind it. So that's my method. But I know that because of this, because of the frequency diameter and my message, when I'm talking about something that you can unlock internally, not something that you can purchase from me and I can sell it to you and then you can do something with it. I'm giving you, this is some internal thing that you can unlock. It's absolutely threatening to those who don't want you to be privy to that level of information or have that gumption to look within. Because all this that we see that we're projecting holographically outside of ourselves is coming from within us. And that's where the answers are. It's within us. It's within your heart. It's within the mind. It's within the spirit, so to speak. Like I said, all threatening terms to the powers that be and those who want to keep this charade going. So for anybody like myself speaking like this, like I know the danger that I put myself in by talking like this. Death threats, all kind of different things. And that's to be expected. That's due to gang stalking. That's due to the individuals who may, you know what I'm saying, exhibit this form of behavior are under remote control or under remote neural monitoring, and they're under voice-to-skull technology. That's what this is. This is a very, very, very elaborate way of getting people to respond emotionally to external stimuli who aren't conscious. That's why I said be very, very aware and be very, very clear on why you want to be conscious. Like why? You see what I'm saying? Or do you want to live like this? Just to, like, is it a fad to you? Is it a, you know what I'm saying, something to put on just to be, you know what I mean, just to be a follower within there, what everybody else is doing? Or just something that you can go out on your own amongst billions of people and stand alone and stand confident and representing what it is that you represent and standing firm on that shit, not moving. Being able to face that level of fire, condemnation, and ridicule by speaking out or like saying the shit I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? That's something that you're gonna have to think about. Now I know and understand that fear is a big, stumbling block for a lot of people. Lack of confidence is a stumbling block for a lot of people. I understand that. So like I said, that's something that those topics, fear, insecurity, you have to check all of that shit before you even do your shadow work when it comes to really reconciling your ego and going within your subconscious mind and clearing up any blockages, any restrictions or forms of limitations or thought forms that you produce for yourself or that you believe others placed on you to keep you from, opening up your heart chakra, so to speak, so you can clear those channels, those energy centers within your body, so you're able to not only merge with your higher self, your true self, but you're able to unlock and awaken the Christ within you, like I have, or the God within you, like I have. That's what I'm talking about. And it don't cost you anything. Repetition, dedication, you know what I'm saying? And doing it with passion and with aggression and with love. You have to love this. You have to. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta know and understand something that individuals like myself, let's just be honest, just look at the narrative of the story, of my story, or anyone's story who speaks out against, let's say, injustices, or, you know what I'm saying, you got your Malcolms, you got your Martins, you got your Nipsey Hussles who did what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? We don't live too long. We just don't. You understand that? And I'm well aware of that shit. This is the cards that I dealt for myself. This is the mold I cut myself out of. You understand that? And I know and I embrace it. I don't run from that. So whenever there's, tension in the air as far as this shit we going through right now with the whole, everything up in the air, as far as the threats they're putting on everybody with this COVID-19 things and that nature. You know what I'm saying? Me speaking out, me looking at the whole COVID-19 as a form of, it's an artificial intelligence. It's a radiation emission that whoever resonates with that on the frequency level, whoever spiritual immune system is down and their physical immune system down, will contract this disease, this technological disease. Basically, in this era where we're in right now, where there's so much shit going on, and me speaking the way I speak is absolutely threatening. No, this shit that's going on will want you to be more in your, your reptilian brain. So you're under more control. It wants you in the fight or flight mode. It wants you in fear, paranoia, stress, anxiety, all of those things. Instead of being, proactive and showing gratitude in the era where, nigga, you don't even know where your next meal gonna come from. It takes faith of a mustard seed. It takes dedication and willpower to be able to, despite your economic situation, despite your living situation, to still persevere through that shit. You gotta be strong mentally to do it. You gotta be strong mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of that type of shit in conjunction with each other and being able to express this shit from your heart. That's why I'm saying, that's why it's so critical that each and one of you understand, if you haven't already, the power of your emotions, and as far as the intelligence that goes within your emotions. How you have to be emotionally intelligent and being able to navigate and see through the bullshit, see through the shit that you tell yourself, the doubts, the fears, your own little self-talk that you may be entertaining within yourself that's keeping you from reaching your truest, highest potential, so to speak. All of those things have to be cleared up and have to have a level of understanding on how to not only navigate it but get through it, but going through that experience and being able to take the necessary wisdom that's going to be experienced with that going forward. So being able to retain information is very, very critical in this area as well. So like I said, man, like doing this shit, like I love to do this. I love to talk about these topics of discussion. I love to talk to others who are interested in this, who are doing, asking me different, different questions as far as affirmations, as far as, subconscious reprogramming, the things that I've done to help me get to this level. You know what I'm saying? This is what I love to do. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for this whole COVID-19 shit, I'd probably be traveling, talking about this with other people, other like-minded individuals. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I really wanted to say. That if you're gonna do this, you gotta love to do this, and you gotta know that it's dangerous, and you gotta embrace it. So that's why I go out of my way to make sure I clear any kind of blockages. Like if I'm around an environment, I mind control people, I'm on the top of my shit. You see what I'm saying? Anything that's gonna ever happen to me is gonna be because I wanted it to happen to me, because I wrote it into existence. It's not gonna be by surprise. It's gonna be because this is the fate that I decided for myself, and I accept it because I wrote it, and I'm consciously aware that I created it. You see what I'm saying? Having that level of holographic control over my entire existence and whoever I collapse into existence. You see what I'm saying? Having that conscious awareness. But that's something that I live with. That's something that I look in the mirror and I make sure I'm able to check myself every day to make sure I'm taking self-inventory on the things that I speak, making sure I'm walking the talk, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? Like we all talk about, you got your ancestors to lean on and all of that. I always make sure that I have a clear, open door for spiritual communication within myself, to communicate with any spirit. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's Bugs Bunny or my grandfather that died 30 years ago or some shit. It's the same thing to me. I don't differentiate between what's a fictional character and what's a real, actual character. I take them all in as archetypal archetypes or energies for me to communicate with. You know what I'm saying? But that's really what I wanted to really say this morning before I, got into work and shit. Sorry for anybody who take offense to the word morning still in this area where you get triggered on certain semantics and shit like that. Be clear on that shit, man. We should be past that and working on, coming up with the words that we want to choose and express ourselves with every day. So anybody, look up your matrix, come up with your own fucking vernacular, own slang, your own terms, your own power, or your own words of power that you speak for yourself. And get very, very, very creative in how you express it. You see what I'm saying? If you need a tip on being more creative and how you express your creativity, I would highly suggest you tap into delta waves and theta waves and reprogram your subconscious mind with the affirmations that you create for yourself to be more creative, to be more elaborate, to have more abstract thoughts, and to have more childlike glee in your approach, in your spiritual approach to things, or having a magical mindset to the point where it's unconscious and you don't have to think about it anymore. You see what I'm saying? I had this coffee in here this whole time. I forgot to drink it. Oh, since the sun is out, get as much sunlight as you can. You know what I mean? But no one understand that. That's why I always suggest looking up and researching and studying optogenetics when it comes to using light, using photon emissions to communicate and unlock and unravel your own DNA. It's very, very important that you do that. Because this sun we looking at out there is coming from within us. We all know this is a hologram. But China, they creating fake ass suns. Like that Nibiru shit, that's a fake ass sun they fucking put in the sky. That's behind the sun. Did y'all know that shit? Look that shit up if you haven't already. I highly suggest you pay attention to what the fuck China doing. They doing a lot of shit over there. And it has everything to do with some form of totalitarian control over your entire essence, your entire beingness. You see what I'm saying? But I don't want to stray off topic again. I want to stress the importance of approaching your spiritual work or consciousness as a whole with the unbridled force and power of love. And in my opinion, it takes one having self-love. You have to love yourself. And before you love yourself, you have to know thyself. Do you know who the fuck you are? You know what I'm saying? Are you still on the fence on who you are? I'm talking about, now in my opinion, you don't have to know all your Akashic records and things of that nature. You just have to know, who the fuck you are by any means necessary that you decide that you find comfortable or satisfied with. It could be your Akashic records, it could be your whatever tarot reading, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever means necessary that you convince yourself that you know yourself, and go with that. But you must know thyself, and you must act upon whatever the fuck it is that you are or who you are before you have self-love, before you're going to be able to express yourself from the purity of your heart. So it's going to take, I don't even like using this word, work. It's going to take an adventure. It's going to take you going on a journey. I like those words better because those words accompany something that's fun, something to look forward to. Because when we hear the word work, we attribute work to slavery, we attribute slavery to victimhood, victimization, and every other thought form that will be attached to that negative experience, so to speak. So that's why I said I don't like using the word work. Like you hear Bobby Hember talk about do the work. This shit is not work to me. This shit is, like I said, I don't know what the fuck going on over here in cars. Yeah, I'm a kid in the candy store. I'm fuck. I don't know if some vote type of shit going on today out here in Michigan. I'm not sure what the fuck that was. Anyway, like I said, approaching this with a childlike glee and knowing and understand that, you know what I mean, with the childlike mindset, that's the magical mindset. You're in theta waves, you're in delta waves, so your imagination, your creativity is stretched to the unlimited boundaries that it, you know what I'm saying, that represents. So that's why I say if you're gonna do anything, approach it with going on a journey. Pack your motherfucking bag like a kid, you know what I'm saying, on that fucking, what's that movie? You know that motherfucking movie, that big ass dog. What's that shit called? Never Ending Story? That type of shit. Like, I know it ain't nobody fucking with me when it comes to having that childlike mindset and being able to express and being able to break it down and give you practical ways and unlocking that shit for yourself on an everyday level. I'm not bullshitting when I come to this shit. This is just me being able to always express it because I've never left that mindset. Hence the reason why you see action figures, figurines, and things of that nature. And I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, communicate and play with my children when it comes to that and keep it moving and keep it practical and be able to switch modes, switch frequencies, and switch, you know what I'm saying, different personalities for me to be able to express what it is I'm talking about right now, or me breaking it down, an action figure fucking breakdown, or breaking down the, you know what I'm saying, the spiritual attributes that goes into these thought form creations that we know and understand as servitors or as action figures, and how to work with them, and how to embody the energies that they represent for yourself, you know what I mean? But that's what it's gonna take. You gotta approach it like that. Approach it like it's a journey. Like you going on an adventure. But you going on an adventure and a journey that you already wrote this journey. You already wrote this adventure and that you can't lose. And that you don't have no competition. But you're gonna have challenges. You're gonna have things that's gonna be placed in front of you that you create for yourself just to see if you can persevere through them as little tests. So that may manifest externally as someone, some place, or something being a problem, or, you know what I'm saying, posing some form of a threat to you in your progress and where you're going. You want to see those things because those things are Easter eggs letting you know that this is the test that you wrote into existence for you to persevere through. It's like, oh shit, I remember writing this shit. I remember going through this shit. Oh yeah, this is just what this is, instead of responding emotionally to it and forgetting. You know what I'm saying? The key weakness, my key weakness, I'm talking about myself. And I look at this and I can probably expound this on like anybody that's conscious. The weakness that I have is forgetfulness. If there ever was a weakness that I have, being able to forget what I was and what I was doing, or, you know what I'm saying, my purpose, so to speak. So those things have to be ironed out. That's why I say know thyself. What I mean by knowing thyself, you can break down your numerology, your birthday, whatever, your family history, your mom, dad, the attitude, or you know what I'm saying, the mindset that they went into when they decided to conceive you or whatever. Any form of information pertaining to you and your story, your narrative, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't leave no stone unturned when it comes to that. Me, I have a lot of information based on my parents before I was born, based on my family dynamic before I was born. You understand what I'm saying? That's those things that I valued, and as far as putting the pieces together to my own personal story, so to speak, my narrative, and how it relates to me in the now moment. And another thing is very, very, very important to know and understand, and being in the now moment. And in order for you to be in the now, you have to be in spirit. You have to be spirit. You understand that? A lot of people don't be in the now. A lot of people are focused on what the fuck they gonna do tomorrow, and that motherfucking bitch that cut me off in traffic yesterday. You're focused on those things because you're being hijacked, so to speak, by your ego. Your ego is only able to think about the future and the past. Your spirit exists in the now. And the being in the now is being in your subconscious mind. That's when you surrender to your perception. And if you need ways in being able to amplify that, I highly suggest you look up the importance of the brainwave emissions of delta waves and theta waves. Subconscious. Subconscious doesn't exist in the future. It doesn't exist in the past. It exists in the now. And it acts upon the programming that you programmed your subconscious mind with to activate upon it in the now, which requires no thinking. So again, that's in correspondence with Don Juan and the shamanistic teachings in central Mexico when it comes to stopping the world, when it comes to moving your assemblage point and surrendering to one's perception. You gotta even know, like, what are y'all doing to enhance your perception every fucking day? I've never heard anybody ever talk about that type of shit, but me. I'm the only nigga I ever heard talk about that, on practical ways to do it and giving you the receipts on every day, showing you the progress of how one's perception is being just, you know what I'm saying, defogged, so to speak, cleared up. So that's why I say challenging yourself. That's why I'm driving down the street, you see these trees with no leaves on them and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can just take the time out on your little 15 little break or whatever, you're looking at some trees, and gaze at it and convert the empty spaces between the branches, make that the fucking tree and make the branches the fucking sky, and use that to unlock the infinite potential that you have within your perception, not your mind, your perception, which are tools that's to be utilized when it comes to embodying and activating upon yourself as being the Christ, or whatever it is that you want to fucking activate. All the psionic, metagene, psychic potentials that we all claim we have. These are practical ways that you can go about using your environment or your environmental setting as a form of a simulation for you to, you know what I'm saying, practice. For you to stretch the boundaries of your limitation, your imagination, just in your environment. Using the people, using the environment, setting, places, and things within your environment. Objects, you know what I'm saying? We all surrounded by objects. These objects can be all used in scientific, spiritual practices to unlock your potential. In any given moment of time, it don't cost you shit. It don't cost you nothing. You don't gotta go to a seminar where I charge you $400-500 for a fucking speaking engagement or some class that you can set up, pay me for. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be like that. You can just use the shit in your environment to do it. Just be being creative. But again, you gotta know what creative is, what being creative is. Being creative is being in your subconscious. What's the frequency emissions of the subconscious mind? Delta waves and theta waves. You know what I'm saying? What's the frequency emission that's key when it comes to auto-suggestions? Theta waves, 4 to 7 hertz. What's the key frequency emission of embodying yourself as the Christ consciousness? 33 hertz. You see what I'm saying? What's the key frequency emission of being in that flow state? That fucking just being in the zone, like Jordan in the double nickel game in New York. That would be 40 hertz. That would be gamma waves. You understand what I'm saying? So just knowing and understanding that when I talk about frequency, I'm literally talking about frequency and talking about the numerical value that goes along these different frequency bands, instead of just saying it like it's a word or like a vibration, just saying a word because it sounds good and fit into the whatever narrative, whatever story whatever form of information I'm talking about. These are things that I practice every fucking day of my life. You see what I'm saying? So just having that level of understanding and confidence in yourself and being able to talk this and live it out is going to be very, very critical, that you know and understand that you cultivate within yourself to be able to walk the talk. So, like I said, I do this shit, it's effortless and it's easy for me to do because I love it. Anything that you have passion with, that you love, is not a job, it's not work. It's something that you enjoy. You see what I'm saying? And it's something that comes just, it's effortless, you know what I'm saying? And I don't give a fuck about, you know what I mean, like, share, subscribe. That's not why I do this. If I cared about that, I will, you know what I'm saying, buy fake ass followers. I'll do this shit that a lot of this IG shit be sending me for me to enhance my profile, my influence and shit like that. I don't need none of that fucking fake ass shit. The monetization on my YouTube channel, that's not why I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? I can't be bought when it comes to that. I'm doing this out of the purity of my heart, and I'm going to express that shit for anybody to see it, and for anybody to take what I'm doing and be inspired by it and run with that shit and put their own stamp on this shit. Not my stamp, their own stamp. And make it your own. And when you're done using me as a motivation tool, toss me to the side, let somebody else pick me up. And when they done, they're going to do the same thing. So on and so forth. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm on my way to work and shit. Now this actually is like I look at my job as like an escapism. I'm about to come here and do some, you know what I'm saying, psychological influence and manipulation type of shit when this is what I do. Using my environment and people in it. Not necessarily as lab rats, but test subjects. So a lot of when I talk about priming my environment and everybody in it, and within their subconscious mind with numbers, this is where I do it. I do it in a place like this. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm in, you know what I'm saying? I'm in an enclosed environment for a prolonged period of time. And I'm doing all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. Just to test certain things, thought experiments. You know what I'm saying? I might come in here and have a thought in my mind of like, say for example, it could be it could be some random shit. Like, it could be a color, like magenta. And I'll just be thinking about magenta. I put passion and love and creating the vision of magenta in my mind. I had that strong ass vision in my head, and now I get in there and a motherfucker either be wearing it, or they gonna be talking about it, or they gonna mention that shit. And I'm just like, okay, this is how this sentient world simulation will mirror. It's gonna reflect your brainwaves, and it's not your enemy, so to speak. Not when you in control of this thing. All right, let me get my. Like I said, everybody, I ain't had time to look at anybody's response to the questions and shit, so I gotta get my waves to my people that's on here. Hopefully, man, y'all, you know what I'm saying, take heed on what I was saying. Y'all can, you know, follow up on this shit with your own personal study and just stay with this shit. But you gotta check yourself, take self-inventory on what you stand on. And I used to wish I was less curious. I couldn't understand why no one else seemed to see what I could see. I know it's few and far between. It ain't too many of us on this shit, you know what I mean? That's living like this every fucking day. Like, all the fucking time. No days off with this shit. Hard work pays off, so I take no days off. Like my nigga Alchemist said. What's good, my nigga? But yeah, I'm about to get the fuck up off of here real quick. But that's really, you know what I'm saying? That's really what I wanted to really express this morning was you gotta do this shit with love, with passion. And if you need to look up the frequency emission of love and all of that type of shit to entrain your heart and your brain with it, look it up. You know what I'm saying? Stretch, you know what I'm saying? Don't leave no stone unturned when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, research and doing, you know, taking this shit serious. All right. Anybody ever tell you that my bookmark game, my research game is always going to be top notch, because I don't stop and I don't rest. I don't just, you know what, I got this shit figured out. I'm good. I'm a left-hand path nigga. No, I got to push the envelope on shit. I'm like, it's more. There's more. There's more. It's more information. It's more data. It's more information I need. I'm not satisfied. I'm like, I'll never be satiated when it comes to my experience, my wisdom, and the things that I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, form of information I absorb. I'm always going to want more. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ever going to stop that. So it's I'm gonna be yard above eating my own tail, so to speak, never getting full, so to speak. You know what I mean? But yeah, just real quick, man. That's all I really wanted to say, man. I'll be popping at y'all later. Shout out to Rob Blackstorm again. He inspired me yesterday. I was gonna talk about this shit yesterday when I saw him talking about that shit. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna rest on this shit. I might talk about this shit tomorrow. But shout out to him. Anybody that, you know what I'm saying, like, subscribe, share, follow his page. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see I ain't mention my page. Y'all ain't gotta like, follow, share none of my shit. That's not why I do this. But go fuck with Rob Blackstorm, though. That's my nigga. Peace.